All right. Good evening, everyone. And now I'm going to start this session. Okay. I'm sincerely requesting everyone, without fail, please turn off your audio and video and kindly do not make any kind of a disturbance in the middle of the class. And I want every one of you to, involve in the class completely and ask, whatever the doubts that you get in the middle. So I want all of you completely involve and understand how to prepare for the exam. And I'll explain you for 30 minutes first, and after that I'll give you some doubts. Then you can raise all your questions. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's start. Okay. In this particular session, everyone please turn off your audio and video. In this particular session, I am going to explain to all the students what are the various entrance exams that you can write apart from the CSIR NET Life Sciences and how to prepare for the CSIR NET Life Sciences. How many marks that you have to get according to your category and what are the career opportunities that everyone will get after qualifying the CSIR. Many people, even though after qualifying the CSIR, they really don't know how to apply for the JRF positions in premier institutions in India. So I'm going to explain each and every part in this particular session. So I'm requesting everyone, please be patient till the end of the class and it is going to help you a lot. All right. Please be patient and understand every single point what I am saying. Okay. All right. Now let's start. So most of the students will think that, if we want to do the JRF or if we want to do the PhD in the premier institutions in India, most of the people will think that the CSIR NET is the only exam that we are having. Actually, we are having many entrance exams. There is no doubt about it. But among all friends, CSIR NET will be given the highest preference among all. One of the reason behind that, most of the national institutes, central universities, state universities, research laboratories, all will accept, CSIR NET score. That is the reason, CSIR NET is one of the most, premier exam that every life science student has to write, right? Whether you are from a botany, zoology, microbiology, genetics background, whatever the background you are, you're highly eligible to write the CSIR NET exam. Apart from the CSIR NET, you can also write ICMR JRF, ICAR JRF. But the difference between the ICAR and ICMR, the people who are preparing for the CSIR NET Life Sciences, 100% they can easily clear the ICMR JRF also. But some people who are purely from the agriculture background, even though they did not qualify the CSIR NET or the ICMR JRF, if they qualify the ICAR JRF, they can easily enter into their PhD programs. Followed by DBT JRF, then followed by the GATE BT and GATE Excel. Again, some student will ask, sir, I have not qualified the CSIR NET, but I have qualified the GATE BT or GATE Excel. Can I do the PhD? Of course, there is no doubt. Even though you qualify the GATE BT, GATE Excel, you are highly eligible to do your PhD. Some students who could not crack the CSIR NET, they will join the PhD through the GATE program. But what is the disadvantage? It's not like a disadvantage. I can say that the number of positions are limited. Suppose example, you take any premier institute. Suppose example, I'm just telling you, let's take an ISER, Indian Institute of Science and Education Research, any ISER. Let's take any kind of a IIT. Suppose in the ISER, in our life sciences, let's consider 10 departments are there. In this particular 10 departments, each department or the each lab will take a limited number of people who qualified the GATE. Suppose example, there are 10 labs are there. Each lab, the professor or the assistant professor or the associate professor will take only hardly one person or only two or maximum of 2% from the GATE background. Mostly they will give the preference for the CSIR NET. So you people do not get confused that if you could not crack the CSIR NET and if you crack the GATE, whether you can do the PhD or not, of course you can do. But here I can highlight one more point to all of you. Please be silent and mute your mics. Listen to me carefully. With the GATE paper is little easy, especially Excel is very easy when compared to the BT. But most of the institutes will prefer the CSIR NET over the GATE. That is what I can say. And one more point, if you qualify the CSIR net, it is enough. You can easily enroll in the PhD program based on your performance in your interview. But in the GATE, BT, and Excel, if you want to enroll in the PhD for premier institutes such as IIScs, IITs, or NITs, in other research institute, your rank also matter. If you're having a below 100 or below 150 or below 200 also, it will help you a lot, right? Then again, people will think that these are all the only exams. Now friends, apart from all these, there are many research institutes in India. Every year or every 6 months, they will conduct the separate entrance exams for their PhD programs. So I encourage every single student, you should not only focus on the CSIR net and all these exams, you should also give the importance to these premier institutes exams also. And the syllabus is almost same. I can say that 90% of the syllabus is almost similar. So, but the way they raise the questions are entirely different. Now, if you look into the NII, National Institute of Immunology, which is located in the New Delhi, it will also conduct the exam every 6 months. Once in the, I mean to say, for summer semester as well as the winter semester. Now they will also conduct the written exam, which was very easy. Most of the questions are only from the immunology and biochemistry. Most of the people can easily crack this exam also, but most of the people are not aware of this. CCMB, one of the most prestigious research institute in India, located in the Hyderabad. IICT Hyderabad, RGCB, New Delhi, NIPER is located in various states. CDRI Lucknow, TIFR Mumbai, there are many premier institutes are there. They will also release their PhD notifications from the January to March every single year. Every single year. You can add the AIMS also. AIMS biochemistry, AIMS microbiology, AIMS physiology as well. So you can apply these because the stipend is same, the recognition is also same. Okay, now among all, we are majorly considering our CSIR net. Okay, now listen. First, I will explain, no, 30 minutes. After that, I'll give you the time. You can raise all your questions. Why? Why CSIR net exam is really difficult? What is the major reason? Why most of the students are, completely worried about this exam preparation? What will be the real reason? There are multiple reasons that I want to highlight, friends. One of the reason is, high competition. Very, 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 very high competition. Every student commonly know that CSIR will be conducted in a life sciences, mathematical, physical, chemical, oceanographic. It will be conducted in the 5 disciplines. And everyone know that among 5 disciplines, life sciences is the stream where most students can participate. So in year, I am talking about year, including both the June term and December term, more than 2.3 to 2.5 lakh people are applying for the CSIR NET Life Sciences exam. But friends, what do you think? There are 2.3 to 2.5 lakh people are appearing in the exam. But what do you think? How many number of JRFs are there? So I can say that the number of JRF positions are less than 3.5 to 4K only. So where is 2.3 to 2.5 lakh and where is 3.5 to 4K number of fellowships? So it's a very limited. I can say that it is hardly 0.1 to 0.2%. So one of the reason why it is very, very difficult is highest number of aspirants are writing the exam. And another very important point is, the level of the exam. What is the meaning of the level of the exam here? So sometimes the question paper is easy, sometimes the question paper is moderate, sometimes the question paper is extremely difficult. But the way they raise the questions are completely different. Now also I'm telling to all the students who are writing the CSR first time, who are writing the CSR second time, some people are writing the third time. Listen my statements very correctly. CSIR exam is not about a student knowledge. Always remember this word. CSIR exam is not about your knowledge. CSIR exam is all about how you apply your knowledge. So what is the meaning of that? It is completely application based. All the questions are analytical, logical, numerical, graphical, experimental based, factual statement. If you want to answer these kind of questions, every student should have a very basic to the very advanced level of the conceptual knowledge. Some students, what they will do, they just read the basic of the concept and they'll get a overconfidence that I can answer any kind of a thing. Some students, they will ignore the pure basics and they will read extreme depth of the concept. Those kind of students also cannot answer the question. If you want to answer a question in the CSIR paper, my friends, you should have extreme basic to the extreme advanced level of the concept. Then only you can answer the question. Now, most of the people will ask, sir, we have hardly 6 months of time. So excluding holidays, each and everything, hardly we are having 160 days of time. Is it really, possible to crack the CSIR Net Life Sciences in the first attempt? Some people will qualify the CSIR in the first attempt and other people could not qualify. What will be the reason? What you people will think? See, the reason is that when they are doing their MSc only, the students having a extreme knowledge on the subject. Some people do not have the basic. Some people, whatever they read, they completely forgot. Some people, they will always try to by heart the complete concept, but they do not have any kind of a conceptual knowledge. So whether you are a basic learner, whether you are an advanced learner, if you want to crack the CSIR, you require minimum 6 months and maximum 9 months of dedicated preparation. I want to highlight one point here. When I use about 6 months preparation, I'm telling you 90% of the students, what they will do. You know which category you belongs to. 90% of the students, first month, second month, and third month, they will be extremely serious towards their preparation. I don't know what happens to those people in the fourth month, the fifth month, and the sixth month. They will completely stop preparation. And there are some type of students are there in the starting, they won't read anything. They won't concentrate on first month, second month, third month, and they will rush their preparation in the fourth month, fifth month, sixth month. They will force themselves continuously. Everyone, please confirm, am I audible to everyone? Kirutika, please rejoin. Everyone, please confirm me. Am I audible to everyone? Quickly confirm me. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. Please continue. So what I'm saying is, if a student is only focusing on first 3 months, and if they are not focusing on last 3 months, they can't qualify. If someone is focusing only on the last 3 months, they also cannot qualify the exam. I'm very sure about it. It's not like about discouragement. Because of the highest competition level, it is mandatory, my friends. You have to prepare for the exam minimum 6 months dedicatedly. And one more point, some students, what they will do, the idealized preparation time to crack the exam is minimum 5 hours and maximum 6 hours every single day for the period of 6 months. For the period of 6 months, in a month, you can take 2 to 3 holidays in order to relax yourself. There is no doubt about it. But you require minimum 5 to 6 hours of a dedicated preparation. If some students I observe, they will do the 10 hours of preparation one day, second day they will do 3 hours, third day they'll stop preparing only. These kind of students never crack the exam. If you do not have a consistency in your preparation, friends, you cannot crack the CSIR. Always maintain consistency. Now the session is very important. From now onwards, everyone focus my words. Focus on my words. Some students will ask, sir, how can I cover this much vast syllabus? Now, the doubt with every student is, sir, I am from a pure botany background. How can I cover this? I am from a pure drug designing department. I have never read all this. I am purely from biochem. I am purely from zoology. I am purely from biochemistry. I am purely from biotech. But our syllabus is not a core botany, core zoology, core biochemistry. Our syllabus is a life sciences, which is the combination of all the subjects that you read during your BSc as well as the MSc. Now, this is one of the major challenge faced by the every student. But let me explain you how to overcome this. See, I strongly believe, friends, you have to do the hard work. There is no doubt about it. Without hard work, we can't achieve any goal. But you have to do your hard work in a smart way. So you have to do the hard work in every possible way in a smart way. What is the meaning of a smart way? Focusing on exam point of view. 90% of the students, when they are listening the lessons, they start reading randomly. They don't know what they read. They don't know how to read. And they will read everything randomly. At the end, they never understand the concept. And most of the students never know how many number of questions to be answered in the exam paper. Even though I guide many students to answer a limited number of questions in the examination paper, no student will listen. Out of their excitement, they will answer every single question. At the end, they will fail. I'm giving you one example to all of you. Your previous batch student, one girl, she belongs to the OBC category. After checking her score, she's getting, I think, 99.8. She's getting 99.8 marks. She is getting 99.8 marks. She is getting. She is a OBC category, women student. Okay. And she's trying for what? She's trying for the JRF category. For the JRF category, if you look into your 2023 June, 2022 December, 2022 June, the marks, the percentage is nearly 50%, which means the student has to get 100 marks. So 100 marks she has to get compulsory. But see, because she attempted more number of questions because of overconfidence, see that she end up with 99.8 marks. Even though we fail with many marks, we don't feel that much sad. But if we fail with the least number of variations, that will hurt us a lot. That's why, friends, before preparing, you should know how many number of marks that you have to get according to your category for the JRF also, for the LS also. That I will explain to all of you in the upcoming slides. Now let's focus on our preparation. Okay. So these are all, the previous learners of the batch, who qualified CSIR NET Life Sciences in the lecturership as well as the JRF. And most of the people are doing their PhDs in premier institutes in India. Okay. So this is the new batch that is commencing from tomorrow. So please forward to your friends. They can attend first 7 classes freely. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to explain you now the most important thing, how to read every single chapter. Okay. Now listen. How many number of units are there in our syllabus? Some students, surprisingly, they won't see the syllabus only. They will read it in a random way. That never works, my friends. So listen, all of you. We are all having 13 units in our CSIR NET Life Sciences syllabus. Out of 13 units, if you are belongs to a general category student, I'm using the word general category. General category student should be expert. I am using a word expert. Okay, I'm using a word expert. 11 units, 100%. You should not leave anything. You have to read complete 11 units, without leaving anything, for either lecturership also or for the JRF also. If it's a OBC, ST, SC student, some people, since you are from a different background, you feel little difficulty. I can tell you 10 units you have to read 100%, and remaining 1 unit you can read 70 to 80%. But I will tell to every single student, irrespective of your category, I want you to become super expert in 11 units. Again, I'm using the word super expert. Some students will read 60% of the subject and they will say that, sir, why I did not crack the exam? You can't crack the exam in that way. You have to read from very basic to very advanced. Okay. Now, again, most of the students will get a question. Sir, there are 10 units are there in our syllabus. So, 13 units are there in our syllabus. Which 10 units I have to focus on? Very good question it is. Now, you all the students listen. Unit 1 to 6, I will tell you in the upcoming slide. Under any circumstances, you should not skip. Whether you are from botany, zoology, microbiology, biotechnology, physiology, whatever the background it may be, If you skip any one unit from unit 1 to 6, it is impossible to crack the CSIR NET Life Sciences exam. It is mandatory. You have to read 1 to 6 units. I'm going to tell you what are all those. After that, you have to focus on unit 8 genetics, unit 10 ecology, unit 11 evolution, unit 13 methods in biology, which means techniques in biology. These are the 10 units that every student has to read compulsory. Again, remember my words. I am telling this word in the starting only, and you will understand, you will experience how important these 10 units are. You can't imagine the question paper. So you focus on these 10 units. Now I'm going to give you the wonderful preparation strategy for every single chapter, but I will do the individual also, but focus on now. Now let's start with our number one unit, unit 1, that is biochemistry. Now, the moment you heard the name of a biochemistry, 99% of the students, feel, very confused. And they feel, especially biotech people will feel, very difficulty with biochemistry. Botany people will feel extreme depth of the, feel difficulty in biochemistry. Zoology people, microbiology people, most of the people will feel biochemistry as a difficult unit. And I agree with every one of you. Biochemistry is not that much easy unit for our CSIR exam also. We will get extreme depth of the questions, extreme basic level questions also. However, it is easy or difficult, we have to read everything. But I don't know any other teacher will give this word or not, but I will give the word to everyone. Even though you never read your biochemistry in your MSc, even though you do not have a basic, you no need to worry at all. I will teach every one of you from very basic to the very advanced level. Okay. However, you feel biochemistry is difficult, I am giving you word, after listening my classes, you get enough confidence to answer every single question. Now the question is very clear. Sir, how many number of marks an average we will get from the chapter of biochemistry? So now first important one, our CSIR paper is broadly divided into 3 subcategories. We can call section A or part A, section B or part B, section C or part C. Our total examination paper will be for 200 marks. Okay. And in the part A, we generally call it as aptitude. Again, some students, when I used the word aptitude, they will keep on saying that it is mathematics. It is not mathematics. It is pure reasoning. It's pure aptitude. Let me tell you this word. I strongly believe and I understand that the 2023 December paper, general paper, is the most easiest paper compared to the last 5 to 6 papers. Most of the students answered more than 15 marks very easily in this particular part A. So that much easy questions asked in this time, but we don't know about the next time. In the part A, they will give 20 questions, but we have to answer only 15 questions. Each question carry 2 marks, so total of 30 marks. Right. Now, part B. Part B and part C only comes from the core paper, which means purely from our life sciences. In the part B, there are 50 questions are there. Out of 50 questions, we have to answer only 35 questions. Each question carries 2 marks, so total of 70 marks. And the deciding area or part of our CSIR exam is part C. You know how many questions we will be having in the section? 75 questions we will be having. But friends, the interesting point is that we have to answer only 25. 25 into 4, 100 marks. Now you listen, where is 75 questions? Where is 25 questions? You are having thrice, not the double choice. Thrice you are having. But still, even though you have a 75 questions in your question paper, no student cannot answer 25 questions completely correct. So then you imagine the level of difficulty. Now, again, most of the students will ask me a doubt. Sir, actually, I am from a completely biology background from my plus 11 and plus 12. I don't know anything about the part A. And can I skip the complete part A for my preparation? And some people will ask, sir, should I completely compulsory qualify the part A section? No, there is a no rule that you have to qualify the part A section, part B section, part C section. No, there will be a no individual cutoff. There is only a cumulative cutoff. What is the meaning of cumulative cutoff? An example, you are a OBC candidate. If you want to qualify the JRF, you require 100 marks. If you get 100 marks, you will qualify the exam for sure. So, unfortunately, you did not answer a single question in the part A. Okay, no problem. You have answered part B, some questions, but all are wrong. There is no problem. You answered part C 25 questions. 25 questions are correct. You scored 100 marks. You qualified the exam. So what I'm trying to explain you is there is a no individual cutoff, friends. There is only a cumulative cutoff. So you no need to take too much of tension about the general paper. But I never encourage any student to skip the general paper or a part A, which is very important for our preparation. Because even though you're getting 10 marks from that section A, it will create a highest impact on overall marks. Okay, now let's start. Okay. Now everyone, please respond to me. Is it clear for everyone so far? Still, are you having any doubts? Now we will discuss about the syllabus analysis. Is it clear for everyone? Just say yes or no. If you have any doubts, you can raise it. Is it clear for so far? Every one of you? Wonderful, wonderful. Any small doubt, please raise. That's great. That's great. That's great. Now, let's enter into our major syllabus analysis. Okay. Now, friends, before entering into the syllabus analysis, I want to highlight one special point. Now, why I have given the batch name Rank Assurance Program? What is the major motto in this? The major motto of this program is whomever the students are taking the coaching, they have to secure below 800. Again, most of the students will ask, sir, qualifying exam only is difficult. How can I secure top 100 in India? So it is my responsibility, okay, to give you the best rank. It is your responsibility to work extremely harder. Okay. And I will train every one of you individually in such a way that you will get enough confidence to crack this exam. We will do that level of preparation. Please, I am expecting only three qualities from every single student who wants to crack this CSIR with a flying colors. One is patience. Okay. One is patience. Then the second one is consistency. Okay. Then third one, the most important one is perseverance. If you are having these three qualities, I am there to support you in every aspect of your preparation. It's my immense responsibility to help you because some students, they can't attend the 2 hours of class only. They will lose the interest. No, you can't do you can't do like that. This exam requires too much of patience. Okay, then only we can crack. And very important, consistency. Some students are, you believe my words, they're super intelligence. They will grasp the concept so fast, but they will read only 2 days, 3 days, 10 days, 1 month, 2 months. Even though you're super intelligent, if you're not consistent, you never crack the exam. It's my word. So if you want to crack the exam, you have to maintain your consistency till the end. Then the third important character that I will expect from every aspirant is your perseverance. What is your perseverance? The ability to face your problem. Suppose example, you are from a zoology background. When you are reading a botany related topic, you are a botany student. When you are reading a core zoology related topic, you feel very difficult in the first time. You feel confused, you get frustrated, you get irritated, you feel that I can't understand these concepts, I can't give this exam. Those kind of student never crack the exam in the lifetime. So every topic is difficult. I am here to make the topics extremely easy. However the difficult topic it may be, I make it simple. But you should not give up in the middle. If you are dedicated for 6 months, your dedication should be up to 6 months. Never bother about the result. Even though you fail, it will give you immense satisfaction and confidence to achieve something in your life. Now, let's start our strategic preparation. Now, this is very important, friends. From now onwards, next 30 minutes is very crucial in your preparation because you should know what to read, what not to read. So, my friends, how many number of marks that we get from this wonderful unit of biochemistry? I can tell to all the students, and I always use the word average, okay? An average 22 to 30 marks we will get from the chapter of biochemistry. So in the part B, we get 3 to 4 questions. In the part C, we get 4 to 5 questions, which means 16 to 20 marks here, 6 to 8 marks here. So we will get a minimum of 22, maximum of 30 marks from the single unit. And I can tell from every unit, we will get some or less equal the same number of marks only. But as I told to every student, you should not skip the 1 to 6 units. So this is the exact number of questions asked in the part B and part C in the June section and the December session. So now let me explain to all the students what to read in the biochemistry. Please listen to me very calmly and very patiently. So suppose if I write a word biochemistry, what do you have to read? You have to read the chemistry of biomolecules. Not only the chemistry of biomolecules, you should also read the metabolism of the biomolecules. What are our major biomolecules? Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acid. This is the entire biochemistry. You have to read the chemistry also, metabolisms also. Apart from that, we should give a highest importance to the enzyme and its kinetics. You all people blindly believe a word in your mind. There is a no CSIR NET Life Sciences question paper without the question from enzyme and its kinetics. You can't imagine the question paper. See, example, if you take a last 15 question paper, you can't imagine even a single question paper without the question from enzyme and its kinetics. That much important topic the enzymes are. So you should not skip it. So now I'm explaining in terms of a overview, but again, I will do the session once our classes started, how to read an individual unit. Now let's start with the compulsory topic. Without that topic, you can't imagine the question paper is cellular respiration. You see this again, you go for 20 question papers also. You can't see the question paper without this. That is cellular respiration, especially glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, oxidative phosphorylation, and regulation. 90% of the students, they will just read the steps of glycolysis, steps of the Krebs cycle, steps of the electron transport chain, steps of the oxidative phosphorylation, and they just leave it. No, that is not the way they ask the question. They ask the question from majorly regulation. Even in your 2023 question paper, which was happened at 15 days back, even in that question paper also, the question is from the regulation only. The question is actually the regulation of glycolysis and Krebs cycle included, they ask. So this is one of the crucial topic that the students should read. Then again in your 2023 15 days back paper, whatever we discussed, the question was very straightforward. I'm really surprising to say to all of you, this is the only time you did not get a too difficult question in the biochemistry. I can say very clearly and honestly to all of you, hardly 1 to 2 questions are moderate questions. Remaining all are straightforward question. It was really surprising to say that much easy questions were appeared. Okay, but still some students are failed to analyze that questions. The reason may be, you're failing in analysis. You're failing in understanding the given options. We will discuss that. So you have to read the cellular respiration. After the cellular respiration, the very important one is amino acid. When again the students are reading the amino acid, they will just to focus on classification of amino acid, structures of amino acids, and they will just leave it as it is. No, that is not the way. 99.99%, they will include the amino acid with the proteins. They will include amino acids with proteins and they will raise the question. And there is a great possibility, my friends, we will expect the question from the numerical point of view, either from the isoelectric point or PI, or the pH related numericals, or the pKa related numericals, or the numericals related to the net charge. That's a very important concept that every student should focus on. Then, after cellular respiration, amino acid, again, I'm telling to all the students enzyme kinetics and enzymes. If you neglect this topic, you blindly believe in your mind, blindly. You are missing 4 to 6 marks. So you should never do that. Some students will feel, sir, the kinetics is very difficult for me. I cannot answer those kind of a numerical or graphical question. I agree with all of you. But with a wonderful practice and consistency and good command on the subject, we can crack it. You no need to worry. I'll make every one of you expert. Then Ramachandran plot. How they used to ask this question is, if they ask in the June, sometimes they won't ask in the December. If they ask in the December, again they won't ask in the June. Very rarely they will ask both the times, but it is one of the promising concept the student has to read without leaving. Right. Then chemistry of nucleic acid. My friends, from the last 4 question papers, I am saying, I'm using the word 4 question papers. From the last 4 question papers, what I observed is every single time in the part B, that is for 2 marker, part C, that is for 4 marker, every single time this question is repeating. And to be surprising, every single time the question is very straightforward question. If you know the core concept, with less than 1 minute, you can answer the question. They are giving a strand, whether they are giving a nucleotide sequence, and they are allowing that particular nucleotide sequence to a particular technique or to a particular method, and they're asking whether it is a DNA, bDNA, zDNA, what kind of a DNA it is. Otherwise, my friends, they are asking the questions from the differences between the DNAs. Suppose example, a DNA having how many number of base pairs in one turn? What is the sugar puckering? What is the base conformation? What is the helical length? These kind of straightforward questions are only we are getting from the nucleic acid. So easy concept. Then from the lipids, surprisingly, from last 2 to 3 question papers, last 2 to 3, I am saying, there was a no question from the fatty acids and its metabolism, even from the chemistry also. Now I am believing for your June 2024 question paper, because whatever the questions we predicted, 90% of the questions were appeared in the question paper. So, but it is not sure that our predictions will work always. If we think that our predictions work all the time, we will get overconfident. But you believe that this time there is a great possibility that you can expect the question from the beta oxidation of fatty acid. Apart from this, the reading carbohydrate chemistry is so easy that we will finish it in 2 to 3 classes only. Apart from that, one topic is very common topic. That is numerical problems on thermodynamics, stabilizing interactions. They are also extremely important, my friends. We get a more number of questions even from here also. Whatever the background it may be, I don't encourage any one of you to leave the biochemistry. I can say in single word, this is the heart for your CSIR NET Life Sciences preparation. Not only now, friends, if you become a teacher also, if you are becoming an assistant professor also, or if you are entering into a research field also, the biochemistry is must and should. So I don't encourage anyone to leave to read extreme depth. Then unit 2, cell biology. And right, cell biology is one of the most easiest unit for every student. Even though you are from botany, zoology, microbiology, biotechnology, biochemistry, whatever the background, cell biology is an easy unit. And one more, what is the important line? Easy unit. I don't use the word easy unit. I use the word scoring unit. Okay. Now, after seeing the question paper, I felt very happy that the level of questions that they ask are so easy. One question they have asked from organelles. What we predicted is we will get the questions from matching. Same thing we got. We predicted that one question comes from the transposon. We got the same question. We predicted that question compulsory comes from the cell cycle regulation. We got that also. Every single question is a predicted question. Every single question is a straightforward question. But when I use the word straightforward, it is not from a basic. It is from extreme depth of the concept. When you get when you know the depth of the concept and apply your knowledge, you can answer. No doubt about it. Now, friends, what we have to read in the chapter of cell biology. In the chapter of the cell biology, we have to focus on all the organelles. So again, some student will ask, sir, when we are reading a organelle, what exactly we have to focus on? When we are reading a organelle, most of the students, they will just read the structure and function and they'll just leave it. No, that is not sufficient. I was repeatedly say to many students, please read the enzymes present in every single organelle. Please read the deficiency diseases that are associated with the organelle. Every single time in the GATE paper, CSIR paper, ICMR paper, the questions were repeatedly coming from the diseases related to the cell organelles. Every single time. And the interesting part is a very, very straightforward question. So that's why you have to read structure, composition, function, protein sorting, then followed by enzymes present in all those organelles and the diseases related to it. Simple one. Then again, friends, I will write and give to you. There is a no CSIR NET Life Sciences question paper without a question from the cell cycle regulation. Why? Why the cell cycle regulation is very important? Because, and I can tell to all the students, if there are 10 question papers, if you consider, I can tell you very clearly, out of 10 times, for 10 times the question is experimental. Not even a single time also they have not asked a question which is a very straightforward question. Either graphical, factual statement related, true or false, or the combination of statements. But most of the time the question is experiment only. So my friends, you require a very good understanding of what kind of CDKs are involved in which phase of the cell cycle, what kind of cyclins are involved, what kind of proteins are controlling the G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase, M phase, and how they are getting regulated, how they are getting degraded. So in the part C, they asked a question which is very difficult. In the part B, they asked a question, even intermediate first year student also will answer. You only answer this question, every one of you answer. Among these four phases, which phase will done very faster? Which phase will take the least time? That is the question they asked in the exam for 2 marker. Even intermediate first year student also will answer the question. That kind of easy question were asked this time. Please tell me everyone, among all these phases, which phase will take the least time to complete? Every one of you. Undoubtedly, we know that division phase is the phase which is the least phase. Correct, na? Division is always least phase. Whereas preparatory phases such as the G1 phase and G2 phase, they will take the longest time or the higher duration. So that kind of questions, see, mostly they won't ask that kind of questions, but your luck, you see that you got that kind of questions. But in the part C, if you look into that question is so difficult question. You require a very good understanding. They asked about the different type of proteins involved in the regulation with respect to their experiment that I can explain you in the classroom very elaboratively. I told everyone you get the question from transposon, you got it. They have asked the question from signs, lines. They asked about the transposons present in the Drosophila. They asked about the transposon present in the human. They asked about the transposons present in the plants. Very straightforward question only they have asked. Apart from this, in the cell biology, there is only one topic where you can get the numerical or are the graphical based questions. What is that particular concept, friends? That is the growth phase. In your previous paper, I mean to say 2023 June paper, we got a direct question from the graphical point of view from this. So log phase, lag phase, stationary phase, decline phase, and there is another growth curve called as a dioxic growth curve. I will explain to all of you. So this kind of graphical based questions will come. If not, we will get a numerical questions from the generation time. generation time. So this is the simple unit, but you have to learn extreme depth of the concept, but it is a scoring unit. Then again, I really don't know why 90% of the students will feel extreme difficulty in the molecular biology chapter. I agree. Molecular biology is not an easy chapter. It is the type of a chapter 100% depends on your intelligence. But you have to believe. I believe, Ritika, how did you perform the molecular biology? Now you have to believe me, friends. Compared to 2021 two papers, 2022 two papers, 2023 June paper, you have to believe my words. 2023 December question paper from the molecular biology, every single question is just from the PPT itself, our notes itself, or PPT itself. Every single question is a very straightforward. First time I was wondering that there was a no question that is an experimental based. Correct, Swati. There is a no question that is an experimental based from the fundamental processes or molecular biology. You know, we got 30 marks from this particular single unit, 30 marks. And you have to believe my words, I will solve the question paper after the completion of this unit. 26 marks are straightforward. But trust me, all the questions are extreme depth, but very straightforward. Now, if you ask me, sir, what exactly we have to read in the chapter of the molecular biology, if you ask me, in the chapter of molecular biology, please be patient and listen to me. We have to focus on the replication in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We have to focus on the transcription in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We have to focus on the translation in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We have to focus on the gene regulation in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We have to focus on what we can say, the DNA repair mechanism. That's all. This is the lesson. And this time we did not get any question from the DNA repair mechanism. Apart from that, we got the question from replication. We got the two questions from transcription. We got the two questions from translation. We got one question from the gene expression or the gene regulation. Very easy, but trust my words very clearly. This unit is very tough unit. The reason is that very complex mechanisms. Without understanding replication, no one can understand transcription. Without understanding transcription, no one can understand translation. Without understanding these three, it is impossible to understand the gene regulation, because they are all interlinked, like immunology and like biochemistry, right? And I promised everyone that you will get the question very surely from the post-transcriptional processes. You got the question from the post-transcriptional processes. We discussed that we get a question from the translation, especially in the eukaryotes. We got the question from eukaryotic translation. We got the question from the replication. All the questions are very straightforward only, right? But why this unit is little difficult? The reason is, friends, information is very vast. You have to remember all the rules involved in the replication, all the enzymes, their mechanism, their structures involved in the replication, transcription process, post-transcriptional method, enzymes involved in the translation factors, and very tough concept like operon. Not only prokaryotic gene regulation, you have to read eukaryotic gene regulation also. And again, I believe this time you will get the question from replication, transcription, translation. I believe that this time you will get the question compulsory from the DNA repair mechanisms, since it is missed in your December term. So we have to identify from where the question was not appeared previously. So we have to focus on that also. That is very important. That is the smart way of approach, right? But I already promised you, you no need to worry, even though you never read the chapter any time before. But if you listen my lessons consistently, you will get a highest level of understanding of every single concept, and it's my responsibility. The next one, in our entire CSIR NET Life Sciences syllabus, there are two biggest units are there. Two biggest unit 4 and unit 13. These two are the two biggest units. Why I'm using the word biggest unit? Because these two units are comprised of many units. If you look into the unit 4, what they have done, they have included cell signaling, cell communication, cancer, host pathogen interaction, and immunology. So entire immunology, they have just included in single unit only. So that much vast unit it is. Now, again, now the students will ask me a wonderful doubt. So this unit is a very big unit, but the time is limited. Should I really need, is there any necessity to read the entire unit? I can encourage all of you to read all the unit. Okay, let me explain you. Cell signaling, cell communication, cancer, host to pathogen interaction. If you are extremely stronger, I am using a word extremely stronger, you can leave the concept of immunology completely, because immunology is a vast chapter. You might experience immunology in your MSc. Immunology is not a small subunit, it's like a ocean. It's a very vast unit. You have to know, but since it is mentioned in the syllabus, it is super important. I will explain you everything. But you have to read in a smart way, whether you have to read it or whether you should not read it. If you are good in this four subtopics, you can leave that. There is a no question paper of CSIR without cell signaling, without cancer, without cell host parasite interaction. All four units you will get it. And trust me, whatever I will discuss in your classroom, that only will come. When I use the word cell signaling, you have to focus on every signaling pathway. And I have very clearly told you that you will get different kinds of pathways in your exam. We got the question from cyclic AMP pathway. Only one 4 marker we got. That is so easy. And in case of cell communication, we got only one question, that is from collagen, keratin, fibroin, and cadherin selectin. Very straightforward question. And in terms of the cancer, my friends, this time that question is little difficult. Why it is little difficult? The question is not straightforward. The question is purely experimental. If you don't have a proper knowledge on that particular question, I encourage all of you to leave that question, because if you're not very sure, see, I'm telling you, all of you, by taking the reference of your previous batches, the mistakes what they have done. Some students, if they are 95% sure about the given question, they will give the answer. This is the blunder mistake that you should avoid. You should not do this. You are missing 5% of chances are there that the question may go wrong, because there is a negative marking. You should not take the chance. If you are 100% sure, then only, my friends, then only give the answer. Otherwise, just leave it. See, I feel extremely sad because the students will lose their marks in 0.25%, 0.33%, 1% they will lose their JRF just because of overconfidence. So we should avoid all those. Now, in the cell signaling, what we have to read in the cell signaling, it's a very straightforward concept, not at all difficult concept. We have to focus on all pathways, starting with GPCR, MAP kinase, JAK-STAT, insulin signaling, hedgehog pathway, Wnt signaling, Notch delta, beta catenin. Even though you never read this, even though you never read, you're listening first time also, you can answer this, because that is pure conceptual. If you know the concept, you can answer. Then followed by cell communication. My friends, trust me, this is pure theory. Pure means pure theory. You no need to use so much of your brain also. If you know the concept, if you remember it, it's a kind of a memory based concept. This one and host parasite interaction. Cell communication, host pathogen interaction. These two are memory based, which is the greatest advantage to all of us. Greatest advantage. So we should not skip these kind of units. Maybe from the cancer, you may get direct question or indirect question or experimental, graphical, logical, very difficult question you may expect. But not with the cell communication and host pathogen interaction. Then, very important one is immunology. Now, if you ask me whether I should leave the immunology or not, it is up to you. If you are good in this 4 unit, and if you feel that the syllabus is becoming so burden to you, I encourage you, please leave it. But if you are having a great patience, if you can cope up everything, or in your MSc, you read immunology very well, I encourage all of you to read the immunology. Okay. In your December morning shift, you got only one 4 marker question. Only one in the part C. Part B, there was a no question. In the afternoon shift, there were 2 questions were asked in the part C, which is 8 marks, and 1 part B question. So just from immunology, we got 10 marks. So if you are very good in the immunology, I don't encourage you to leave. But trust me, immunology is very difficult. But I'll teach extremely depth. You will understand the immunology very well. Okay. You no need to worry about any topic that you are feeling difficulty. It's my responsibility to make it so simple. Now, next one, Unit 5, Developmental Biology. Now, please listen my statements. Botany students will feel very difficult. And if it is a microbiology, biotechnology, pure genetics background students, biochem students, they get completely confused with this unit. Completely confused. Sir, we have never read this developmental biology during our BSc or MSc because I am a biotechnology student. I never read this unit during my BSc or MSc. How can I read this unit? Is it really important to read this? Trust my words. This is the unit where you can't see any bias. No bias in the marks. Which means in the June exam, I'm giving you an example. In the June term, you are getting 24 to 26 marks. In the December also, you will get 24 to 26 marks. And trust my words, this is the unit where you get the questions directly from the standard reference book Gilbert. Directly you will get from the Gilbert itself. Directly. You know, the lines of the Gilbert, the questions are there in the Gilbert. The summary questions given in the end of the every unit, direct questions they will give. And most of the questions are experimental based questions. Now, if you ask me, sir, what is this chapter? Why, different background students will feel difficulty? Because friends, I'll tell you in one line, what is this unit about? Starting from gamete formation till the development of an organism. So first we can call gametogenesis, which means formation of a sperm, formation of a egg. Then after that, we have a fertilization method, fusion of both gametes. After that, cleavage. After that, gastrulation. After that, organogenesis. So gametogenesis, fertilization, cleavage, gastrulation, organogenesis. All these 5 subunits we have to read by taking different organisms as models. That is what this lesson is about. What is the meaning of that? Suppose example, you are reading a topic called as a fertilization. You should not read just what is the process of fertilization. You should read how the fertilization is occurring in the sea urchin, how the fertilization is happening in the amphibians, how the fertilization is happening in the mammals, how these three are different from each other, what kind of genes are involved, what is their mechanism, what kind of inhibitors are acting on it. That kind of questions that you will expect. And if you look into the cleavage, again, there is a no question paper. What kind of eggs that we can observe in the insects, mammals, telolecithal, microlecithal, megalecithal, lecithal, the type of eggs present in all the organisms. And a kind of toughest subtopic in the chapter of developmental biology is gastrulation. Very, very difficult to the non-zoology background students. You get little confusion with this unit, but trust me, trust my words, I'll teach it very depth. And if you spend 15 to 20 days continuously, I'm using the word continuously, you can answer the questions from this unit. I will train you in a very specific way. For that, you require a lot of patience, and moreover, you require a better understanding of the concept. You don't need to worry about that. Now again, I don't care whatever the background you may belongs to, you have to read the unit of plant physiology without leaving. I can tell you one word to all of you. Plant physiology is a type of a chapter. Every single term, they are making the level of the question paper so difficult. I can say that this is the chapter you can get graphical question, matching question, analytical question, true or false statement based question, experimental based question, diagrammatic based question. Every corner, they are raising the questions from the plant physiology. So this is one of the most specific unit which gives again 22 to 28 marks in our question paper. Under any circumstances, you should not skip it. I don't encourage any one of you. Even though you're from a different background, I'll train you very hard. You can learn it very, very easily, but don't neglect. And very specific questions that you will get, my friends. There is a no CSR question paper without the question from photosynthesis. There is a no CSR question paper without the question from transport. No CSR question paper without question from hormones. No paper without question from secondary metabolites. So there are 4 topics. What are those? Photosynthesis, transport in plants, plant hormones, secondary metabolites. These 4, you blindly keep the points in your mind. 4 into 4, 16 marks are in your hand. And in the morning shift also, evening shift also, the 4 topics were repeated consistently. Every single time. Photosynthesis, I don't know why most of the people will feel very difficult with the photosynthesis topic. Again, remember my friends, photosynthesis is not that much easy topic. Why? Because this time, they asked a question from C2 cycle directly. Previous time, they asked a question from C3, C4 cycle. Previous then, they asked light reaction. Previously, they asked the question about inhibitor. Previously, again, they asked C3 to C4. So the question is repeating constantly from a single topic in a different way. Hence, you should not skip that. And if you look into the transport, you have to focus on, what is symplastic pathway, what is apoplastic pathway, how the xylem transport occur, how does the phloem transport occur, what is their major mechanisms. Straightforward question, but little depth. It is not an experimental. Plant hormones, last 2023 June, they given a difficult question from plant hormone. Now you have to believe my words. This time, even a 12th class student, 11th standard student can answer the question from plant hormone. That much straightforward matching question that they have given in the exam. See, and I was, I have written one line here. Site of synthesis, precursors involved, biosynthetic pathway. Just the question was asked from here. They given 4 hormones in a matching column and they asked. I will show you. You feel so easy after I explain to all of you, and you can answer every single question. Then, what is the area? You can get a experimental based question in the chapter of plant physiology. There is only one major unit that is called sensory photobiology. This time they raised a very logical question from the light. So they asked a question of red light and blue light. How the red light and blue light is affecting on several plant responses. Like how the red and blue light is affecting the seed germination, how the red and blue light is affecting on the flowering. This kind of very logical question they asked, which you require a very good understanding of the concept. So, friends, whatever the background it may be, my sincere request, never leave 1 to 6 units and never worried, never afraid about topics. I am here to explain you in a very elaborative manner. Don't worry about that. Next, human physiology. Now again, another interesting point. Okay, another interesting point is that in the last term, 2023 June paper, trust me, in the human physiology, morning shift also, afternoon shift also, the questions are not easy. Okay, almost every question is experimental, hardly 1 or 2 are easy. I can say that overall 2023 June paper is moderate. It is not easy. But 2023 December morning shift, evening shift, from the human physiology, I can use the word easy. When I'm discussing the question paper, you people will feel every single question is directly from the PPT slides itself. Not even a single question also difficult. Out of 5 4-marker questions, if you are having a minimal level of preparation, you can answer 4 questions so easily. That much straightforward questions were given. So anyway, that I will tell you how to approach that particular question in our upcoming sessions. Now, in the human physiology, what we have to read, what topics that we have to focus on without leaving. Everyone listen. Endocrine system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system, nervous system, excretory system. Now, I don't know whether you believe it or not. When I am solving the question papers, you can see it. Question order also came in this manner only. First question is from endocrine. Second question is from respiratory. Third question from cardiovascular. Fourth question from nervous system. In the crash course, the last day, I thought a topic called as list of neurotransmitters. The same question was appeared, and that too a straightforward question only. Okay. Now, what we have to read in this endocrine system? We have to read name of the hormone, from which gland it is releasing, what is the biosynthetic precursor involved in the synthesis of that hormone, functions of that hormone, very, 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 very important, how the hormone is getting regulated. Because experimental based, I don't use the word experimental, okay? I can use the word clinical study. Clinical study based questions we will get it. Okay, all clinical studies. An example, a 45 years old male admitted to the hospital, by complaining the nausea, headache, palpitation. And they will ask us which of the following drug is the idealized drug for this particular condition. That kind of questions they will ask. Otherwise, they'll ask a question, very simple questions, but make us, to think for a long time. A person was diagnosed with stomach cancer and he was treated successfully with chemotherapy. Successfully treated with chemotherapy. But after 6 months, again, the tumor was reappeared in his pancreas. So they will ask the question, what are the possible reasons that the tumor got reappeared in his pancreas? These are all clinical based questions, but you require a thorough understanding of that particular concept. Then only you can answer. Then if you look into the respiratory system, friends, one of the major concept where we can expect the questions in our exam is oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. Oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. What factors are affecting the oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve? How myoglobin and hemoglobin compete for the oxygen? What are the active sites of the hemoglobin? What are the active sites of the myoglobin? Which is very good in the storage, which is very good in the transport, their structural properties, functional properties. Then cardiovascular system. During the revision, I was, repeatedly said it to everyone. Friends, when we are reading the ABO blood group system, I told to all the students, you have to remember which antigen can be used. Which sugar molecule can be used to determine A antigen, B antigen, O antigen. I have explained it in the cell biology chapter also. The same straightforward question was appeared. And we read about the ECG. Again, the question came from the ECG. Very straightforward questions only came. Nervous system, I did not expect that you will get a very easy question. So straightforward question. The questions is about one statement about adrenaline, one statement is about dopamine, one statement about serotonin, one statement about another neurotransmitter. So straightforward question they have asked. There is only one question they ask a little difficult is that is the thermoregulation, which we have not covered last time also. So which we have to give extra importance to this topic of thermoregulation. Botany people, what they think in their mind, I can't read this human physiology, I want to leave it. But for you people, I'm talking about the botany people especially. You people has to choose one thing. You can choose one unit between 7th and 11th, either the human physiology or the evolution. Botany people, okay. Zoology people, if you ask me, sir, should I read the plant physiology? Because from a zoology background, I may feel little difficulty about this. But friends, trust me, there's no way. You have to read plant physiology. It's a so important subunit. Okay. Then after this, genetics. Now again, trust me, I thought in your 2023 June paper, the question quality from the genetics topic is little tough. I don't use the word easy also. I can use the word tough. Tough, difficult. But trust me, this time, out of 26 marks asked, nearly 20 marks are straightforward. But you know why most of the students couldn't answer this just because of over anxiety. When they see the question is very easy, but the statement are twisted, they will fail to analyze. Now, 90% of the questions came from directly from the PPTs only, but still people are failed. Now, in the genetics, I'm telling you what kind of concepts that every student has to focus on. The first one, see, anyway, Mendel principles, extra Mendel principles, we started reading from the 11th and 12th standard, but anyway, we are going to read about it, but you always give the preference from least. First, focus on the chromosomal alterations like deletion, duplication, inversion, translocation, monosomy, nullisomy, trisomy, all these. Then followed by recombination, homologous, non-homologous, double-stranded breakage repair. This kind of questions we will get it. And again, blindly believe in your mind. Just keep this point in your mind. There is a no question paper in our exam without the question from the pedigree analysis. That much important unit this pedigree is. You have to read that compulsory. It is so easy, so calculative, in a different way they will ask us the question. Then followed by bacterial genetic transformation. This is the only unit you can expect the numerical question. This unit and mapping. These two are the units you will expect a numerical questions in the genetics. Apart from that, Mendel and extra Mendel, we are going to read very, very depth that, I'll make it more clear. Right. Okay. Is it clear for everyone till this particular slide? Tell me. I really appreciate every one of you for your great patience. Clear, everyone? Just maintain your patience till 6 months. That's great. That's great. Okay. But from tomorrow onwards, the classes will start. From every single day, I will give a separate video of subject-wise analysis. After 1 week, I will start it. After complete discussion of the 2023 December paper, I will conduct the special session specially for chapter-wise. Now, friends, the very important points I want to highlight, every student should know this. Remaining unit I'll explain in the upcoming sessions, you don't worry. Now, what I want all the students should know, how many marks that you have to target for, that you have to know it, friends. I will always talk about average, general category student. Keep it in your mind blindly. 1182 to 120 marks for JRF, 1112 to 115 for LS. For OBC candidate, 100 to 104 for JRF, 96 to 100 for LS. And STSC, I will combine it because, STSC, I'm just telling you, out of 200, you people keep the target of both categories, 95 to 100. Trust me, if you keep the target of 95 to 100, your rank also very good in your category. If you score 100 marks, your rank will be very surely below 100. And you can easily apply for the various institutes very easily. So some students, what they will do, the question paper is for 200. I want to answer at least 160 marks. Then very surely I will get the 100 marks. You believe my words. If you do that without thinking about the negative marking, trust my words, you won't get even 30 marks also in your exam. Trust me, many intelligent students will do a blunder mistake, very small mistakes. They are extremely hard workers, very intelligent, but because of their excitement, they will fail in analyzing the question. Because of overconfidence, they'll answer many questions. By that, they're failing in the exam. This time, I want to highlight that point. You people should not make that mistake, but that I will take care. Okay. Now the second one. Okay. Finally, we qualified the CSIR NET Life Sciences. Okay. Shivkumar, again, I will tell you, don't worry. Okay. What is your category? You just tell me. You tell me your category, then by that I will tell for you. See, for OBC, you keep this point in your mind. For the JRF, you have to get, you just keep this 102 to 105 marks. But if you want to crack the LS lecturership, 96 to 100 marks out of 200. That's all. Okay. Now, some students, after qualifying the CSIR NET Life Sciences, they are in a super confusion. What should I do? Again, people will think that if you qualify the CSIR exam, it is enough. I can crack, I can join any institute in India. No, it's not that much easy, friends. In the PhD, interview is very vigorous. See, an example I'm telling you, an example, IIT Kharagpur. IIT Kharagpur, in the Department of Molecular Biology, example I'm telling you, they are having a 10 PhD vacancies. Then they will call the students. An example, 500 students qualified the CSIR net, who qualified CSIR net life sciences, all are ready to apply, all reached the institution for the interviews. Now, do you really think IIT Kharagpur will conduct the interviews for 500 students really for the post of 10? No. In order to eliminate the students, there also they will conduct a written test. Half of the students will come out. They will do 1, 2, or 3, sometimes 3 rounds of vigorous interviews to eliminate the people. By that, they will choose the 10 best candidates only. So qualifying is one important point, and attending interview is also another important point. And that interviews depends on what? Don't think that in interview they will they'll ask a so difficult question. No, no, no. They'll ask what you know only. What is your basic only, what is your strength only, but the way they ask is really twisted. For that, what you require? You require extreme depth of concept. Anyway, after qualifying the CSIR net life sciences, you can do the PhD in India. In India, PhD is 5 years. First 2 years called JRF, next 3 years is called SRF, senior research fellow. Now the stipend got increased, right? After enhancement of the stipend, I am talking including HRA. I am talking including HRA, house rental allowances. Your stipend is nearly 40,700 to 41,000 rupees for the first 2 years. And in the SRF, it will go up to 56,000 for the next 3 years every single month. Now, some students, what they do? Some students, whomever qualify the CSIR net life sciences, they will just enroll for the JRF. They don't enroll in the PhD. Some students, who are doing in the IISCs, IITs, NITs, research organizations, they will just enroll for 2 years of JRF, and they'll get the reference letters from these premier institutions. They will go abroad. They will do 3 years of PhD in abroad, and they'll come back. That is what one of the way. And very important, as most of the people are interested in becoming the lecturer or the assistant professors in the university level. Every one of you know very well, in the year of 2023, UGC completely removed a guideline that if you want to become an assistant professor in the MSc colleges or the university campus, there is no requirement of the PhD, but qualifying the net is the mandatory, right? So if you want to become the professorship, it's very important to qualify the net. So some students, they will think that I can only apply for the professor, this assistant professorship. No, not like that. You can also apply for DLs, degree lecturers. Assistant professors and degree lecturers, the starting salary only more than 80,000 rupees in a government colleges. It will be completely varied from state to state. But if you qualify the net, you are eligible to work, to apply anywhere in India. But if you qualify SET, which is your state level entrance exam, you are eligible to appear only in your states. That's why I encourage every students will think that if they qualify the SET, that is enough, they got settled very well. No, qualifying SET never makes or never gives you the guarantee that your career got settled. But net will give you the 90% of possibilities. Of course, friends, don't think that if you qualify the net, career got settled. You have to work till the last moment. Once you become assistant professor, also you have to work extremely hard. Once you are doing PhD, also you have to work extremely hard. But the net will make your path very comfortable, very easy when compared to the SET. And you can become research analyst. Let me show you, in a different universities, in a different private companies like Reliance, L'Oreal, Cipla, GSK, Dr. Reddy's, Syngene. There are many companies. And right, now India is completely emerging in the startup field. Many biotechnological companies, many pharmaceutical companies are looking for the candidates who qualified the net and who are really interested in the research. So you are having plenty of opportunities, especially public sector units. You know, right? Most of the students, you know very well. If you qualify the GATE or the NET, you are having a great opportunities in the DRDO, ONGCs, BHEL, BEL, CFTRI. There are many institutes are there. They will majorly look for the candidates who qualified the GATE or NET. So please don't think that you have to work only in the IITs, you have to work only in the NITs. It's not like that. You are having a multiple opportunities in a broad sectors, right? And you can become entrepreneur also. And one more field that is also emerging, friends, scientific laboratory technician. This is a kind of emerging field. If you are after completion of your PhD, if you are having a extreme knowledge on handling all the techniques, like immunological techniques, like spectroscopic techniques, right, all other type of technique like microscopic techniques, bioinformatic tools, there are, if you are expert in different type of techniques, you can be appointed as a scientific laboratory technician. This positions are available in the government sectors also, even in the private sectors also. One of the example is BIRAC. Right? BIRAC is completely industry research assistance council. If you are really good and expert in handling the techniques, you can expect a government job from here. Very good packages they will give. And friends, these are all the packages that we are currently getting. This is the salary range in the year of 2022 to 2023. It may enhance for the 2023 to 2024. These are all some of the top companies in India, very top companies having this is the salary range in the pharmaceuticals as well as the biotechnology also. MSc completed student obviously has to compete with the pharmaceutical students. Similarly, pharmacy students are competing with the MSc students only. So, but you are having a equal number of opportunities. But I encourage every single student to always give the highest importance to the R&D department. I don't encourage any one of you to go to the production or the quality control until you are very strong, because their work is more and growth is very less compared to the R&D. R&D is always booming. You can expose yourself. Even though you come out, you can get a multiple opportunities over there. I always encourage the new people to go for the R&D development zone. Okay. Then, very important, friends, these are all the average salaries in a pharmaceutical companies depending on the states and some of the metropolitan cities, right? And after you qualify the CSR exam, very shortly I will guide all of you to to apply to the premier institutes in India. So in this particular slide, friends, whatever the institutions that I have kept, these are all the CSIR premier institutes in India. If you want to settle your career, you can apply in any of these institutes if you are really passionate and dedicated towards the research. But if you are aiming for the lectureship, that I will guide you in a separate way. All right. Okay. Now, friends, the classes will be commencing from tomorrow onwards. Okay. So now the class timings are fixed, friends, from Monday to Saturday. Anyway, madam will give the another message in the app also. Monday to Saturday, the class timings are fixed, friends. Please don't confuse. If is there any delay, we will inform for sure. 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. every single day, and 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. every single day. Okay, you will be having the classes. Okay, all the classes can be done through the app only. All your doubts can be cleared through the chat section in your app, in the group discussion only. Okay, and if any student can miss it, you can access the classes by tomorrow evening itself, friends. I will provide you the perfect timetable which is monthly wise. So January month, what is our program? February, March, April. Because I'm keeping the target of April 20th, we have to finish our syllabus. So then April, May and June 15 days, we will do the vigorous revision. We have to keep minimum of 75 days for our vigorous revision. Then only we can qualify the exam. Before ending the session, the only thing I'm expecting from every student is, I will always expect 1 to 2% of your intelligence. Only 1 to 2%. That's all. You no need to be intelligent at all. But 98%, I will always expect hard work, consistency, most important. The ability to never give up. Because I see from the last 8.5 years, I'm observing every single student. Only 2 to 3 months, they're very dedicated. When one or other problem arises in the life, they will give up. Trust me, everyone having your own unique problems. But how the people are greatly succeeding in the career is just because they never give up. They never ever worried about the result. And some people are really worried that I'm first time I'm writing the exam. Some people's situation is that this is my last attempt. I can't give this exam after this attempt. I understand everyone's situation. So we will teach in that way only. So first, the 6 months, 90% of the students won't qualify the exam because they constantly thinking about result. They constantly thinking, what will happen if I don't qualify? Remaining 10% of the students are only focusing on their preparation, how to give my best, how consistently I can read, how much efforts I can put. Only this 10% of students only qualify the exam. I always believe you will belongs to this 10% category, not this 90% category. Never worried about your result. I will be there to give the best education, that best concepts that you never seen, right? So we will see all of you from tomorrow morning onwards. Okay. And the clear information will come in the group. Is it clear for everyone? Now it's the time to ask all your doubts. I hope I did not go so fast since it's an orientation class, because after 1 hour, people will lose the interest. So that's why I'm ending a little faster. Now, please ask any kind of a doubts that you are having. Any kind of a doubts, no need to hesitate. Abhirami, I encourage you to follow the Pathfinder. It's good only. I will provide you all the standard reference book PPTs, because my PPTs will help you 90% to crack the exam. Along with that, you use the Pathfinder or XYZ publication as an extra reference. Okay, that is sufficient. Okay, whenever I'm teaching every lesson, then I will tell what books to follow. Okay, for every lesson, I will explain. All right. Any doubts? Anyone else? Please kindly ask. Ashwati, is it clear for you? Abhirami, Kirutika, everyone. I'm expecting everyone's hard work. Okay. Perfect, friends. Okay, that's really great. That's really great. Okay. So please attend the classes regularly from tomorrow onwards. So I'll see every one of you tomorrow sharp 6:30 a.m. Okay. Everything will be uploaded. I already given you the message, right? Okay. It went so fast. You have to remember that everyone has to remember, friends. We are not at all preparing for the 10th standard exam, or we are not preparing for the NEET level exam. We are preparing for the NET. Our syllabus, especially in the life sciences, is so vast. Vast means vast. But when I'm teaching the concepts, I will teach very slow because it's a general session. Concepts you will understand crystal clearly. It's my guarantee. Okay. That's perfect. I'll see all of you in the tomorrow sharp 6:30 a.m. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your patience. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.